What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today it's gonna be a little bit different of a video. Obviously it's in a different spot. Going to be doing an apartment tour soon. That's why we haven't really had the videos up and going because we've been moving. So yeah, have a completely new setup. So excited to show you guys. But that's not why we're here. I wanted to address my thoughts and opinions about how it's been going recently in the WWE. So honestly, y'all, if I was a professional wrestler, at this very point in time, I would not sign with WWE. Obviously, I'm not, but to me, it's like it's the worst time to be in WWE. I would much rather be wrestling for AEW, MLW, or even AEW. Or I think TNA. Yes, it's partnered with them, but at the same time, it's different. So I'm going to go through some of these releases as well, but I do want to say that TKO has so much control and they are a multi-billion-dollar company, but they're asking people to take pay cuts or be fired. That makes no sense to me. I understand that you got to pay for these venues, you got to pay for all this, but to me it just doesn't make sense. On top of they're not even using half of their talent right. But anyways, we're going to go over where I think some of these talents will end up. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I honestly think that they will kind of do similar to what Killer Cross now in MLW is doing, and not go to MLW, but maybe go to a different show. It could be MLW, but go to a different show and shine. Like, Aleister Black could be a world champion, in my opinion. And Zelina Vega, too. Honestly, they could probably ball out in CMLL and do some real good work there. So that's going to be my guess of CMLL right now. Kairi Sane, I feel like she's either going to go back to Stardom or New Japan. She wanted to go back to Japan, so that one's not really on the WWE at this current time, but it still does kind of suck. But she wanted to go back to Japan, so only so much you can do. Motor City Machine Guns. I see a lot of people that think AEW would be the perfect spot for them, or that TNA, they could end up going back there. Honestly, to me, like, I do want to see AEW for them. There are so many decorated tag teams in those divisions, and I feel like that would be just an amazing spot for them to go. Santos, CMLL. I don't even really have to explain that one. Apollo Crews. Apollo, I feel like, is not going to go to a big name spot. I feel like he might end up in Ring of Honor, maybe TNA, or he'll end up retiring. He is a 13-year veteran with WWE, not to count anything else he did before that. But yeah, I mean, it's not really much I can say about that one. Like, I don't know, he could end up in MLW, but I don't really see that happening either. The Wyatt Six, I feel like if they're going as a whole, they're going to go to AEW, and that would just be great for them, but I'm also going to do them separately. Bo Dallas, I feel like would shine in TNA, and I feel like that just needs to happen. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, I feel like both in AEW would, as single stars, would be able to really show off what they can do. They have the talent. They have what it takes. Same with Eric Rowan. I mean, Eric Rowan could go to TNA, he could go to AEW, he could go to MLW, probably be a world champion. Nikki Cross, I do feel like if she was given the opportunity, she would go to MLW, mainly because her husband, Big Damo, is over there. So I do think that that would be a good fit. Zoe Stark. This one took me by surprise because I do like Zoe Stark. She was recently medically cleared. But I do think that she's going to end up in TNA with Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville. Her former tag, I think. That's who she was with, I believe. But yeah. I feel like TNA would be a great fit for her as well. Alba Fire, I feel like could go anywhere. But honestly, team her back up with Isla Dawn, send her to AEW. Be a great opportunity for her. Andre Chase is one of those weird ones. Like, he never really got past that developmental brand with NXT. He never really could show what he could do. So he might just have to be on the indies for right now. Maybe be GCW, something like that, you know. Dante Chen, I feel like is kind of the same way. You know, put him in that developmental brand and something like that, like where he can really show off what he can really do. Tyson and Tyreek, honestly, keep them as a tag team, whatever you do. That's going to be a heck of a tag team. Send them to AEW, send them wherever, and I feel like they are going to shine. Luca Crucifino, oh, he has so much upside, so much potential. He could probably go anywhere, but where, me personally, I would want to see him in MLW. I feel like he would just fit in there very well. Same with Dante Chen, obviously. Like, honestly, like Dante Chen, you could easily put into the team with Kushida into Contra, with Kushida and all them. And you know, obviously he's not a big dude, but he could be that high flyer that they might could benefit from. But Luca, I feel like you put him in a feud with Riddle, you put him in a feud with Trevor Lee on MLW, and it's just gonna be like bangers, bangers, bangers. Tyra May Steele. For her, I feel like she's just gonna want to go to the Olympics, honestly. Like, I don't know. She might have to be on the indie scene for a while. Same with Malik Blade. Chris Island, I never really got to see him. You know, he never really was on TV. I didn't really watch LFG. So it's kind of that weird, you don't know what he can do. But I do think maybe Pro Wrestling Revolver could take him in and he could really shine there. Serena Linton and even Tro London, like Tro London, honestly, maybe you could sign him back and play football, but Tro London, like, to me, if you're going Tro London, if he wants to keep wrestling, he should. But it's got to be at a small, like, indie brand, like Revolver, like GCW, MLW, something like that, and make a name for yourself. Same with Serena Linton. I do think that she has the talent to be able to go up to AEW eventually, though. honestly, I don't even know who this guy was, so I can't really say much there. And there was a couple more I know of. I think that the New Day was also on there with Tongaloa and all them. Let's see. Yep. These four I gotta go over. And I think, yep, that's it. Kofi and Xavier, I feel like if Kofi was to call it quits, it would not be that big of a deal. He's had a great and successful career. But if you're going to keep wrestling, him and Xavier are a great team. They have a ton of chemistry together. Keep them together. Send them to AEW. Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo, honestly, WWE never did him right. They never did him right. They said they had all these big plans and it just never happened. Honestly, I want to see him go back to New Japan or even go, back where he was, like, and just be that dominant star again and maybe just do a stint in AEW. Tongaloa, he just botches way too much. I feel like you could put him in AEW and he might be able to do a little bit with some Bullet Club action and stuff like that, but like, I don't know. That one's a hard one to kind of choose where he's going to end up. Yeah. Also, guys, Michelle's here. She's still alive.
You're doing wedding stuff.
She's working on wedding stuff because wedding is a month away. Yeah. That's also why we haven't really been recording much. I'm gonna try and get y'all at least one video a month. I'm gonna try and get back to once a week as well. But if all I can get is once a month, that's all you're gonna get. Hey, where do you think you're going, little stinker? Barney's here with Michelle. But yeah. I'm gonna just do as much as I can, and we're going to try. Barney. Alright, you're going back down, buddy. Please get away. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get back to once a week, but it's a little hard right now. I'm working 5 days a week as well as just so busy with wedding stuff and everything else. So I'm gonna try, but once we get past this busy season, I'm going to really start trying this. But yeah, it's been great, y'all. Honestly, like, we're really enjoying the new place. And yeah, we will definitely be doing an apartment tour soon. So be on the lookout. Peace.